the Geeky Girls Knit podcast. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
And I'm Damaris, also known as Damaris Dash, a bit weird.
And we're glad to have you today. Today is Wednesday, December something. 11th, 2013.
11/12/13.
Yes, if you were writing it that way. If you're in the U.S., it's 12/11/13, and that makes absolutely no sense.
Unless it happens to be the date, then it makes sense.
Sure. And this is episode 67. And we're hoping that you can't hear the alarm that's going off outside. We're not really sure what it is. Hopefully you can't hear it. If you can, we apologize. There's nothing we can do about it. We don't know what it is. Damaris closed the curtain, hoping it will help block out some of it. We'll see. Anyway, we have a lot of FOs to talk about today. And we're going to answer our first Ask the Geeky Girls question. And it's a good one. So watch for that in a little bit. Oh, we didn't even say hello to people.
Hello to people.
Hello, people. We love you. Thanks for coming back to all of our returning viewers. And a big hello to new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. Hope you enjoy the episode. And we probably should get started. You think? Alrighty, here we go.
Oh, and now we're going to talk about our whips in progress. Works in progress.
Are you knitting a whip?
Yep, works in progress. That way you know they're actually in progress.
As opposed to being in, what's the opposite of progress?
HFO.
No, but what's the opposite of the word progress?
I don't know, I'm not a thesaurus.
It's like right there on the tip of my tongue. Y'all are probably screaming it at the screen. I'll look it up while you talk about what's on your needles. What's on your needles, Mare?
A scarf.
What kind of scarf?
This is the scarf that I showed last week, but then I ripped it out and started again.
Because?
Because I didn't like it. So, this is going to be Amy's scarf from Night Terrors, Doctor Who.
Uh-huh.
And
what kind of needles is it on?
the needles are US 2s, which are
2.75 mil.
2.75 millimeters. And the yarn is Broke a Weekend in the Clothesline, Swimming Hole, and Navy colorways. I moved my finger to show you. Clothesline, Swimming Hole, Navy. Ta-da!
I'm looking for the retreat. You're not progressing, you're retreating.
Retreat.
Works in retreat. Is that what happens when you frog? So why didn't you like it?
Because it didn't look like the original one, and I wanted it to make it look like pretty similar to the original one. It was a Noah scarf, and I can't find it anywhere online, but I think it might have been pretty expensive, so I wanted to make one for myself.
Okay. Well, you made a lot of progress this week, even though you ripped it out.
Yes.
I think it looks really good. Are you liking it?
Yes.
However, we need to find somewhere to purchase more Barocco yarn.
Yes, the Swimming Hole and Navy.
Yeah, because the clothesline you only use at the beginning and end.
Yep. Just
lots of
16
leftover.
rows. This is not 16 rows. This is 8 rows. 16 rows total.
Yeah.
This.
Are you going to write up the pattern? I think the alarm stopped.
But now there's just sort of buzzing noise.
Either that or the construction noise is louder than the buzzing.
I don't think.
I don't know. There's all kinds of things going on outside our window. Well, very nice. I like. And it's just as pretty on the back. Because it's reversible.
I don't think I'll block it. I think I'll just let it curl right there.
Yeah,
naturally.
that's kind of how, when she wore it, it kind of curled a little bit.
Yeah. I took a bunch of caps from the episode.
Like 30 gazillion, and then showed them all to me, every single one.
Yes. Just of Amy. There weren't any other caps.
No.
Although,
I just saw on Instagram that somebody I follow on Instagram went to, I don't know if it was a musical or a play in New York yesterday, and Rory was in it.
Arthur Darvill, is it called Once?
Possibly, I don't know. There's a picture of him on stage. I think he had a banjo.
He does that.
Yeah. Okay, should I talk about what's on my needles?
Sure.
Well, I am knitting more seamless Salomas slippers.
It's an addiction. Once you start, you can't stop.
Just can't stop it. They're like potato chips. You know, because you can't eat just one potato chip. So the reason I am knitting more, though, even though I wasn't planning to knit more, is because the hubs asked me to. This is the first time he's ever asked me to knit him something. And he said he needed some socks or slippers or something because his toes keep getting cold. I should have knit him just some toes.
You should knit him some toe socks.
Oh,
pattern for that?
Probably so. So I am knitting this with hay-filled
bonus. What did you write?
I wrote Sirdar bonus DK. That's what it's called. It's called Sirdar hay-filled bonus DK on the yarn place.
I don't see Sirdar in there.
But online it says Sirdar, and when I bought it, it said Sirdar.
Interesting.
Because I got the discount on it because my coupon code was for Sirdar yarn.
Awesome.
So I know it's Sirdar. This is the Flint colorway, so it's like a real. That's not.
It's black.
It's like kind of a real dark grayish black. And I'm doing it on US 6's 4.0 millimeters, and I just started it last night. So I've just done a few rows. I'm doing the extra large size for him. Oh, and these are by Megan Williams and Susan Busby. Yes. And I don't know for sure, I'll have to weigh it when I get done, but I think I should have enough yarn to do 2 pair for him out of this. So, I cast that on last night. And then the only other thing active, and it's not really on my needles, it's on my spindle, is the fiber I'm spinning it from Hilltop Cloud. It's
so pretty.
Yes, it is. It was 50 grams of hand-blended British BFL and merino. And this is the last bump I have. There was 7? I think 7 to start with. And I finished number 6 last night. So, I have just this one little bump left. It's like a little tribble. Trouble with tribbles.
Trouble.
So, I need to finish that and then ply it, and then I want to knit something out of it. Maybe I'll knit a hat for myself. Depends on how much yards I have. Can I have my roving back?
It's so fluffy.
I know, and it smells good.
I'm trying to inhale it.
And those are the only active things on my needles because I finished all the things this week. So, we should move on to the next segment so we can tell them about all the things we finished. All right, here we go.
And now we're talking about our finished projects.
So what did you finish this week?
I finished a little pair of mitten ornaments that I cannot show you because I do not have them in my possession.
You showed you'd finished one of them last week. You showed it.
Yes.
And I showed my finished set, which was the exact same as yours last week. What was the pattern and what did you use?
The pattern was Smitten, a Holiday Garland by Emily Ivy.
Mm-hmm.
The needles were US 3, 3.25 millimeters, and the yarn was Woolcraft New Fashion Double Knitting in the Glacia and Maroon colorways.
Yes. It's sitting right back there. Can you see it?
Where is it?
It's right back there somewhere.
Oh, it's behind the blue and green one.
We'll probably use that for preemie hats. Because our knitting group is going to do some charity knitting in the new year. Alright, I have lots of finished objects to show you. So I finished a couple of hats for my new nephew, Waylon. I used the Super Soft Merino Hats for Everyone pattern by Pearl Soho. And I used US 11's 8 millimeter needles. and I used the James C. Brett Marble Chunky in the green and blue colorways. So this one is the baby size. And this one is the toddler size. So can you see they're a little bit different? But I had enough yarn, so I was like, oh, I'll just go ahead and do both. And then, also out of that same yarn, I finished the Baby Sophisticate sweater for Waylon using US 8's 5mm needles. How cute is that? With cute little buttons. There we go, now you can see the buttons. And I sewed a little label in the top that says, hand knit by CC Allman. I love how it turned out. I love how the blues changed through it. So it's kind of that darker bluish purple towards the top, but then fades down into the lighter blue. Oh, here's the back. This is going to be this is now becoming one of my go-to patterns for baby knitting, because it's so fast because of the weight of the yarn, but it's very simple to do as well. So it's top down. It's free on Ravelry. I did this in the 6 to 12 month size. So I finished that. I need to take some photographs of it and get it in the post to my sister, because the baby is due in less than a month. Yeah. And then I finished one more thing. This is what I'm calling my Doctor Who Starry Starry Night hat. The pattern, though, is the Royal Iris Slouch by Meltran Designs, and it was on US 1's 2.25 mil and US 3's 3.25 mil. And the yarn was Toil and Trouble's merino and nylon sock yarn in the Starry Starry Night colorway. If you'll remember, Anna of Toil and Trouble Yarns and I collaborated for a kit with my Rescue Me Chin Boy and showed me the star socks with her yarn. So I had knit a pair of those for her because she does shows and stuff for samples. So I had yarn left over, but then I knit a pair out of another skein of it for Damaris for her birthday, so I had that left over, and so I did myself a hat. Okay, so you're going to have to tell me if I'm showing them the right way and stuff.
You are. The hat, see,
it's got a lacy pattern.
Swirls and lace.
And then it's just ribbing here. And I love it. It's still a little damp because it was blocking last night, because I finished it last night. And I blocked it on a dinner plate. But I love it. Love, 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 love it. May have to do another hat just because I love it so much. So, and I still have yarn left. I'm thinking that after I do my lefty in February for the Ravelinics, if I have yarn left over from it, because I'm using that kind of grayish silver, that I might do some mix match socks with it and the leftover of this. That would look really pretty together, because this is blues and white, so with the silver would look really pretty. All right, that is all of our FOs, so we should move on
to the next segment.
And now it's time for my favorite part of our show, Yummies. What are yummies, Mare?
Yummies are our current favorite things we like, things we want to talk to you about,
etc. So, let's start with that we're rewatching some Doctor Who.
Yes.
Getting ready for the Christmas special. Yes. And Matt's departure. And I cried in the episodes we watched this week.
Yes.
Well, some of them. We re-watched The End of Time.
Yes.
Oh, tears. Lots and tears. Lots and lots and lots of tears. I don't want to go. And we rewatched Vincent and the Doctor. Oh my gosh, that one always makes me cry. And then I had forgotten that Vincent was in... What's the other one we watched that had Vincent in it? The Nightmares. The painting. The TARDIS
the
exploding.
Pandorica opens.
Yeah, the Pandorica opens. I had forgotten Vincent was in that one too. So we watched that one. What else did we watch?
Big thing. The end of the Pandorica opens makes me cry.
Oh yeah. And then yesterday we watched Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes me cry too. Oh, the singing, so lovely.
When you're alone, silence is all you know.
And what else did we watch yesterday?
The Doctor's Wife.
Oh yeah, The Doctor's Wife. That's not my favorite episode, but there's parts of it that are, like, really good.
I love that episode.
So next up on our rewatch list is
Good Man Goes to War and Let's Kill Hitler.
2 of my favorite episodes, because I love River. Speaking of Doctor Who.
Yes, there were new Doctor Who pictures today from the time of the Doctor.
Oh, that's coming in 13 days, 14 days.
Okay, so they're not really spoily, but they're kind of spoily. So a lot of them had townspeople, presumably from Trinzalore, because they didn't look like people from Earth. I mean, they looked human. But.
Yeah.
And then there were child's drawings of lots of Eleven's adventures, like Vampires in Venice.
You know what I just thought of? I wonder if Amy and Rory had another child.
Oh,
and
maybe they adopted
and
a child.
And maybe it's their child's drawings.
Goodbye.
I totally just thought of that.
Well, in the thing that was the thing that wasn't acted, but it was concept art for the Rory's letter to Brian. I think they said that they adopted a child, someone named I think it was a boy named Anthony.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
I cry a lot. But yes, it was like Doctor's episodes, lots of them, like from Vampires in Venice, the Atraxi from the 11th Hour. There was a Slovene in one. There was
because they were all
yes.
Adventures with Rory and Amy.
Yes, there was Collar Jacks from a town called Mercy, and there were lots others. There were the wooden people from the Doctor, the Widow and the Wardrobe,
which we haven't rewatched yet. That's up on our list coming up soon. Yeah. Yeah.
I put all of Eleven's Christmas specials down.
So, and I'm really interested in the wooden Cybermen.
Yes. And the silence. There was a painting. There were 3 Daleks lined up together. And behind them, we didn't see the whole of it, but there was a painting. And it looked like some people in, like, colonial dress or something, and there was a silent right there. Or silence. I don't know what the singular of silence is. I think it's just silence.
Yeah, I don't know. So, I'm really excited. Then, there was Sherlock interactive trailer this week. Sneak peeks. So this can be kind of spoilerly. So if you don't want to know, just a little fast forward. But it was a really cool interactive trailer. And it looks like, part of the interactive part was, it looks like a ladder from a helicopter is how Sherlock escaped from the fall. And
Wouldn't we have noticed a helicopter?
Not if you're paying attention to the fact that a body is falling.
But wouldn't we have heard it or something?
Well, it was a busy city street with trucks and motorcycles and... Maybe it was a blimp. They're quieter, aren't they? A blimp with a ladder?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, that reminds me of the one with Captain Jack in it.
The Empty Child and the Dr.
Yeah, the Empty Child. Dr. Dancy.
It wasn't a ladder, it was a rope.
But still, same concept. Maybe I just solved the mystery. Anyway, there was lots of interactive, and there was some sneak peek pictures. So we'll link that in the show notes because it was fun to watch. All right, we got goodies in the mail.
Yes.
Yes. The yarn that I showed you that I'm doing the Hubs Seamless Solomus slippers in, I got that this week. And then I have a very good friend who is friends, actually, I'm friends with both the husband and the wife, that they're having their first baby, and they're big Doctor Who fans. So I'm trying to stack all this yarn up so that I can show you. Now look at these colors. Any guesses? This is a lot brighter. It's kind of washing it out.
It wasn't supposed to be darker.
And this is a purple. It's looking a little blue. So these are colors from the 4th Doctor scarf. And I'm going to do a sweater like I did for my new nephew. This is all yarn from Daramore's. And then I ordered these adorable TARDIS buttons from Blue String Vintage on Etsy. And they're fabric covered buttons with TARDIS on them. So I'm going to do a 4th Doctor's scarf inspired baby sweater with TARDIS buttons. And then I should have plenty to do a hat as well, and then maybe some little like washcloth things. So let me put all the yarn back over here now. There was a sale on the yarn that I had been looking at for the sweater, and so when it came, I was like, okay, I need to go ahead and get the yarn. And then I had to get free shipping on my yarn order, right?
Yes.
So I threw in a skein of sock yarn. This is Windy Happy 4-ply. I've never knit with the Windy, but you did Windy for your fingerless mitts, didn't you?
Yes.
So this is in the Mars colorway.
Yes.
Ooh, that's not better. Let's go this way. That's a little better. The sun's shining on it. So it's white and red and pinks, which says Valentine's Day to me. So these are going to be my Valentine's Day socks.
That you will wear all year round.
That I will wear year round because they're pink. So, threw that one in the mix as well. I guess we're ready for GGK Crafty Pad. So, here are pictures. Tell them about the pictures.
We picked our 2 favorites that we post, 1 from each of us, and 3 favorites by other people.
So, we'll pause right here, put the pictures in, and the prompts list. Here it comes. So those were the pictures. We're having lots of fun seeing all y'all's pictures and seeing what you're doing during the month. It's never too late to join. Most people post on Instagram with the hashtag GGK Crafty Pad, and that's where we look for our favorite pictures. But there's also a thread on our Ravelry group, and sometimes I post to Twitter and to Facebook and sometimes to Plurk. It just depends on where I am and what I'm doing when I post the picture. So it's not too late to join in, so come on and join in. Now then, I guess we should talk about Saturday first.
Sure.
So this past Saturday, we went to the Edinburgh Guild of Weavers, Spinners, and Dyers, and it was a Christmas party, and there was lots and lots of yummy, yummy, yummy food, and we were supposed to bring an item that we had hand knit that cost £1 or less to make. So Damaris and I had knit a pair of seamless Solomus slippers with pom-poms. We showed those to y'all last week. And do you want to show what you got first in the thing?
Sure. Handmade, you mean?
Yeah, that's what I said.
You said hand knit.
Oh, handmade. Sorry, it could be knitted, crocheted, woven, spun, quilted. I don't know what to call what you got, but it's gorgeous.
It's an ornament.
But each of these fabric pieces were hand laid and folded. And then they did a bow on the top. And then we just did a piece of yarn on it so she could hang it. But each piece of fabric is pinned in there. It's amazing. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And then I got this little, and it wasn't even planned. We just randomly picked, and I got a pink item. It's hand knit. It's a little darker than that in person. But it's a little drawstring bag with a ribbon to tie it. So I told Damaris, I haven't put anything in it yet, but I told Damaris that maybe I would put our Geeky Girls knit buttons, badges, in it and carry it in my purse so that if we're out and about and people want a badge, I have them instead of just in a Ziploc bag, which is what they're in now. So that was a lot of fun. We enjoyed that. Next guild meeting is January the 18th. And then, okay, stop. Thank you. Then on Monday night, we went to our knitting group, the Town Mouse Knitting Club, and had a Christmas party there, too. We got to meet... Yes, we did. We had crackers. We have our paper crowns that we wore. I got a measuring tape in my cracker. What did you get? Oh, the game, the little board game thing. And jokes, really corny jokes. We got to meet Emily of Tin Can Knits, who just recently released Handmade in the UK, so that was fun. And then we were supposed to bring a handcrafted ornament for an exchange, and that's what we did the little mitten ornaments for. And I ended up with this gorgeous grayish silver sparkly star ornament. And what did you get?
A little, I don't know what to call it.
Kind of like a little flower type.
Flower.
It's a cream color, and it's out of merino, and it's so soft. So that's what Damaris got. So we got those, and yeah, it's so cute. I had it on the tree already. We took them off the tree so we could show y'all. The food was really good. We had chicken and potato and leek soup and bread. I was very bad and ate gluten, and of course got sick from it, but the food was good. And then our main course was this phenomenal bread roll stuffed with chunks of turkey with cranberry over the top, and oven baked potato with little medallions, and then Brussels sprouts, which I'm not a fan of.
Brussels sprouts?
No, not Brussels sprouts. And then dessert, what did you have?
Cake.
The chocolate fudge cake with ice cream, and I had a Christmas sundae, which was a vanilla ice cream with a strawberry sauce with raspberries and blackberries in it, and it was so good. And we had so much fun sitting around the table, visiting and having a good time. So, if you're in the Edinburgh area, we would love to see you at either the Edinburgh Guild, Spinning Guild, or at our weekly Monday night Town Mouse Knitting Club group. We have lots of fun, and we're so thankful for them helping us start our first Christmas here in Scotland out lovely. All right, I think we're ready to move on to the next segment.
Now we're going to talk about what we're reading and watching. What we're watching, actually.
So for what we're reading, you can just check out the show notes because we're still reading the same things. You're going to try to read Grounded, though, over Christmas break.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one. And it shouldn't take you too long to read, especially since you're not reading it for writing anything about it. So, all right, let's talk about some telly. We are watching
Season 3 of Criminal Minds.
Yes, it's so sad. Gideon left.
I thought we talked about that last week.
No, I don't think so. I don't remember. Maybe we did. Anyway, we're watching Season 3. The Hubs and I are also watching season 3 of Chuck, and we only have 2 episodes left of season 3, actually. I noticed that last night, because season 3 was a shorter season. It only had, I think, like 19 episodes. And then season 4 has like 20-something, but then season 5 just has 13 episodes. It was a short season. So, enjoying that. We are watching season 2 of The West Wing and really enjoying that. We watched the Christmas special from season 2 last night, Noel.
Julie Hill started to tap dance.
And Yo-Yo Ma was playing.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, we were like
how can I get into the rhythm of the scene? I know I will tap dance to Bach in G major.
And then we watched another episode that had Corbin Burnson in it from Psych.
He was in it? I didn't notice him.
Yeah, he was one of these congressmen that was speaking in the news conference. Yeah. So, and he's in Psych with Julie Hill. And speaking of Psych, the Christmas musical special is Sunday.
Julie must tap dance.
I hope so. Unless they've changed it, but that's last time I checked, that's when it is. It's this coming Sunday. All right. Arrow watched episode 2.8, The Scientist.
Did The Scientist play in it? The song by Coldplay?
Maybe, I don't know.
Questions of science, science in progress. Do not speak as loud as my heart. Oh, take me back to the start.
I have no idea. Possibly.
It's about 5 minutes long, and a lot of it is this piano and guitar.
It could have, but I just didn't hear it. I wasn't paying attention to that. So The Scientist was the Flash, who really isn't the Flash yet.
Dun, dun, dun.
But he is interested in Felicity. And Barrowman Merlin, you know, the face of Bo, is back. He is demanding...
The spelling for you.
Oh, thank you. He is demanding that Thea be told that he is her father. And Moira is refusing. And Oliver got hurt really badly towards the end. Next episode is on, actually tonight, episode 2.9, 3 Ghosts. All right.
Ghosts of Christmas past, present,
I don't know.
future.
All right, your turn.
Okay, elementary 2.10, Tremors. Okay, Marcus got shot. And he recommended to the commissioner that Sherlock and Joan sit down as consultants, but declined Sherlock's offer for help.
Yeah, because Sherlock had to appear before a judge because they were questioning whether he and Joan were actually providing, whether the help they were providing outweighs the problems he was causing.
Well, have you know, in the episode he was weighing things in relation to Clyde.
Yes, that was quite humorous.
And he was making Yorkshire puddings.
Yes.
And
even though he doesn't
them
like
away.
them. Yeah, he likes to make them but not eat them.
And then throwing them away.
I think we need a Clyde.
I'm gonna knit a Clyde someday.
I think we need a real one, and he can live in the bathtub.
I thought... I thought we couldn't have pets.
We can't have pets.
Oh, but a tiny little tortoise.
I know.
Hurt anything?
But we'd probably get in trouble from our landlord. So when is the next episode of Elementary?
It's called Internal Audit on the 12th of December.
That's tomorrow.
That is tomorrow.
So we will watch it on Friday.
Hey, you want to know a spoiler? That isn't really a spoiler anymore. Well, it might be. I don't
What?
know. It's been on. I think it was on EW or something. Moriarty's back. I think it's taking another little break and coming back on the 2nd of January.
After this episode this week?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I don't remember what the episode's going to be called.
Well, we will look it up and we will have it for them for next week. How about that?
Yes.
Okay. We're still watching season 1 of Once Upon a Time in Wonderland. We're watching season 7 of The Big Bang Theory. I'm trying to remember what the episode was about this week. I don't know. Okay, so do you want to talk about Atlantis?
Okay, I forgot to write anything, so let's see if I can remember what happened. Atlantis, 1.10 the price of hope. Okay, so they were trying to find a cure for Medusa, and...
But the only cure was for Hercules to give up his life.
Yes.
And he was willing to do it, but they all didn't want him to. And she didn't want him to.
And that's it.
That was about it.
The end.
The end. They were...
Next week, Jason is a werewolf.
Yes, episode 1.11, Hunger Pangs, which is on Sunday. And then we're also watching season 3 of Once Upon a Time. I can make my comment again. Predictable. The Hubs is enjoying it, so I'm watching it with him. And you are too.
Eric, am I enjoying it?
I don't know. Are you enjoying it?
I don't know. You thought Eric had a nice jumper.
He did have a nice jumper.
Yes.
As he was cutting up fish. And Pan and Henry changed bodies.
Again?
No, like they did last week, but now they know it. His mothers and everybody knows now. He has 2 mothers. And that's about it. You know, this time of year, not a whole lot of telly is on. So that's why we're watching so much West Wing and Doctor Who. So, all right, on to the next segment.
We're going to talk about our December-January Winter Wonderland cowl.
Yes, so that is going
Cowl.
on. Cowl.
Our Winter Wonderland cowl.
No.
It would be a nice pattern.
It would be. So this is running from December 1st through January 31st, and any project that you knit, crochet, weave, or spin that you can convince us relates to winter, whether by purpose, by color, by colorway name, by project name, that it's for a gift for Christmas, whatever. You just have to convince us. And we have had a donation of a prize. Linda M. Noble, who is a member of our group, has donated a Ravelry giftable pattern up to the value of $7. So that's one prize, and we'll probably have more. We just haven't figured out what they are yet. So thank you to Linda for donating a prize for us. We appreciate that. We had some people finish this week. How many entries do we have so far?
11.
11. So who finished projects this week?
Zilator?
Zelator? I don't know.
Who's Christine. Jeanette 93, who is Jeanette A1 Darwin, who is Ashley. Maggie T.N., who is Florence. And Ella McCall, who is Linda.
That's all. Great job, y'all, for completing projects.
I couldn't see it behind the table.
Oh, I know. We have a weird setup here. So keep working on those Winter Wonderland projects and get them entered, and we look forward to seeing what you complete. All right, on to the next segment. All right, now it's time for our brand new segment.
Raise the roof.
Raise the roof. This is Ask the Geeky Girls. And we've actually had, 4 or 5 questions already posted on the Ravelry thread?
I think so.
So if you have a question you'd like us to answer, post it on the Ravelry thread, and we're just going to go through in order to answer them. They can be about crafting, they can be about homeschooling, they can be about geeky stuff, they can be about Doctor Who, they can be about health, they can be about
Doctor Who.
Whatever you want to ask us about, as long as we're comfortable answering. And we probably will be. We're pretty open. We will answer your question in an upcoming episode. So we are starting with the very first question that was posted. And it was posted by Knitting Kylie, who is Kylie from Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. And she's a new member of our group. So we're glad to have her. She said, "I've just found you lovely ladies." Aw, thanks. And I thought this would be a great place to ask this. I watched some Doctor Who growing up, but I'd love to start watching again. Where should I start? I
know. Okay. Well, if you want to start in the classic series, probably the very first episode would be a good place to start. But if you're starting in the new series, which is more my area of expertise at this moment, I would suggest starting with Rose, which is the 2005 series when it stared up again after 96.
Because it's restarted as series 1. The classic Who is seasons 1 through 26.
I think so.
I believe that's right. And then there was a little break. There was a break, and then when they started again in 2005, they called it Series 1. So there has been Series 1 through 7.
Yes. Classic Who is seasons. More recent one is series. And Paul McGann has a movie. That's it. Okay, so if you're wanting to start in the new series, New Who, 2005 onward, I would suggest probably starting with Rose, which is Series 1, Episode 1, with Christopher Eccleston as the Doctor.
Yes.
But if that's not enough to get you hooked with their very nice autons and very nice green screen and the worst Photoshop invented in mankind.
Let me say, I did not start watching Doctor Who until it's been over a year now. But not much longer than a year. Probably right around a year ago. Because I had watched with Damaris and the Hubs when they started watching, and I started watching what she's talking about, Rose, in 2005. And the special effects are very corny. And bad.
But the acting is very good.
The acting is good. Christopher's good.
And Billy and John and Noelle are great.
Yeah. But it turned me off, and so I didn't continue watching, and I refused to watch. Until Damaris finally convinced me to watch.
No, you just started watching Rose one day. I didn't say, you need to watch Doctor Who. You just turned it on one day.
You had been saying, you need to watch, and we had started podcasting, and people were saying, you need to watch. Damaris talks about this all the time. You need to watch so y'all can both talk about it. And so I finally gave in and watched.
Yes, you just turned it on one day.
And I'm glad I started watching from 2005 because there is information that happens in Series 1 that later impacts other series and other events. But it was difficult to get through the corny sci-fi stuff of Series 1. Starting in Series 2, it got better. The sci-fi special effects stuff did.
Yes, so going on, if they're great acting in Series 1, but they're lovely looking autons and the worst Photoshop known to mankind isn't enough to get you hooked, I would suggest maybe starting with another Series 1 episode. Well, it's 2 episodes actually. It's The Empty Child and The Doctor Dances.
Scary.
Are
you my mummy?
Which would be good ones. Another good one. I'm just going to say all the Stephen Moffat ones before he became showrunner. Another good one would be Series 2. I don't remember what episode number it is.
Now David's the Doctor by that point.
Yes. It's called The Girl in the Fireplace.
Oh, yeah. That's a really good one.
And another one is is Blink from Series 3. Because it's not really told from the Doctor and Companion's point of view. It's told from someone who has never met the Doctor before, and she's very confused. How can the Doctor know all this? And that's how the viewer starts out. Who is this man? How do you know about it?
And it's scary as crap.
Yes.
Because it's the Weeping Angels. And they scared the crap out of me. But as you get further into Series 4 and Series 5, you really need to have seen Series 1 through 3 because so much impacts.
And I've seen some people, their first episode has been Let's Kill Hitler in Series 6, and I'm trying to think of it from a standalone point, because it was after the Series 6 mid-season finale, and I don't know if it would make sense in between, but I've seen lots of people whose first episode was Let's Kill Hitler, so I don't know.
But that's our opinion for where you should start.
Yes, if Rose doesn't get you hooked, go on to The Empty Child and The Doctor Dances and see if you like it.
Oh, yeah, because those are just brilliant. Mm-hmm. But we hope that helps, and we can't wait to hear what you think about Doctor Who. If you have a question for us, post it in the Ravelry thread called Ask the Geeky Girls, and maybe your question will be the question we answer next week. All right, moving on.
Now we have come to the end
of the world. We didn't even plan that. No, just the end of this episode.
Now we have come to the end of time itself. Rassilon doing Rassilon things.
And spitting.
Timothy Dalton doing things.
Yes. So that's the end of our show. Just a reminder that we do have some cowls coming up after the Winter Wonderland cowl. We'll be doing the Ravelinix in February, and I'm hoping in the next week or so details are going to be released. One of the runners of the Ravelinics just had a baby. And so they were waiting until after the baby was born before they did stuff. And the baby, I think, was born last week. Maybe. Hopefully we'll get details about that. And then we're also looking at a sweater cowl upcoming. And if you'd like to donate a prize, we'd gladly accept that. What are you doing?
I don't know.
Why don't you tell them where to find us online?
You can find us at geekygirlsnet.blogspot.com. There are links to everywhere else we are online. YouTube, Blip, iTunes, Facebook, Ravelry, Twitter, other places, Instagram.
Yeah. So with that, I think we'll say goodbye, and we will talk to y'all next week. Hope you have a lovely week. Love. We love y'all. Have a great week. Happy knitting. Happy crafting. Bye.
Bye.